devastated.
I mean, sounds perfect to me, but I will find a way to hug you.
So it was formal attire. So I didn't have not like a sticky outy ball gown.
Gosh, you guys, my cheeks hurt from smiling already. We haven't even started.
Hi, we're the Reading Queens, and we're here to blab about our favorite books, why we love them, and the book boyfriends we wish were real. I'm so excited to be back with these ladies for another episode. We're going to have so much fun. We already had fun before the show started, so I'm really excited. But I'm Valia, by the way. Hi, ladies, say hello.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Alison.
We should say our names.
I'm like,
our names too. You don't like to keep it mysterious?
No, I was going to introduce you if you all just said hi, but go ahead, say your name because I'm keeping all of this in.
Well, I'm Tess, so hi.
Hi, this is Kristin.
I'm Alison.
Yes, there you go. So yeah, we're really excited. As you can tell, it's already been a fun time here. But this is the first time the group is together recording a podcast. These four ladies, myself included, obviously. So I'm like, it's been fun already, and I'm really excited to have everybody here. So yeah, how's everybody? Tell us what you've been up to and take it away. Somebody.
Well, I did a lot of Jane Austen watching over the weekend, so you know how much I love talking about my Regency like movies or books. So I took some days off this weekend. It was really nice, and I watched Northanger Abbey, which I've already seen before, but I just love that one. I love the book and I love the movie. And I rewatched the Emma, the recent one, the newest
The
one.
2020 one, I
Yeah, the
think.
2021, which is so pretty. I do, every time I watch that one, I really miss all the detail because I really like the Romola Garai one. That's like 6-hour miniseries. I love
Yep.
that one. And I watched that one a few months ago too. But I just I needed my comfort food. So that was my joy for the week as I got to watch some cozy Jane Austen and just sit on the couch and eat
That
snacks.
sounds like a fun weekend.
That
sounds
sounds
great.
great.
It was fantastic.
We're like, can we come over and hang out with
We'll be
you?
right there. I have been doing a lot of writing, and this weekend I wanted to introduce my kids, my husband and I, since they're getting a little older, we wanted to introduce them to some classic movies. So we just, a few days ago, we watched the one with Tom Hanks where he gets stranded. What's that one called?
Castaway?
And they were like,
Okay.
it's just so fun to watch them because then they start to understand this lexicon that they haven't been exposed to. Maybe that's the wrong word, but
Mhm.
language and phrases. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, Wilson, that explains why we
Now they
see the
understand.
hand
Yep.
on volleyballs. So this weekend we watched Fugitive. And for
Okay.
one thing, I was like, holy cow, Tommy Lee Jones looks so young. And I remember when I first watched that, I thought he was so old. So it's just, interesting. And then also, it was just fun to watch a thriller with them. And since they'd never seen it and didn't know how that mystery was going to unfold, it's just really fun to experience that again and have it be fresh for the people you're watching it with. So that was fun.
Sorry, really quick. Did you know that The Fugitive has a sequel? Because I only found that out last year.
Yes. Yeah, it does. I was actually thinking about that.
I was like, this is so dumb. How did I not know this for 15 years? And suddenly my dad's watching it. I'm like, wait, these people looks familiar. And he's like, yeah, it's the sequel to The Fugitive. I'm like, what? Anyway, sorry, continue.
That's awesome. So then also another author, Sarah K. Wilson, I asked her, I was like, what map making tool do you use? And she was telling me about it. And so we downloaded it, and my youngest has been just for hours and hours at a time making all these maps, and you can make them world level, you can make them room, you can just do he's like, for D&D, they don't even know how to play D&D, they try, but since I don't know how to be dungeon master, they haven't, but they understand it in concept, and they're like, oh, a D&D room. So that was really fun. And then just a creative, a weirdly creative, because I'm trying to study more thriller pacing. And so to do that with my kids and then play with maps, it was a good weekend.
Yeah, that
Sounds
like
nice.
fun.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I feel like I can't like partake in any of these like TV discussions because I am so behind. Like I just never get time to watch TV anymore. But we did finally, and I know it's been out for like a year or something, we finally finished Snowpiercer, which is an amazing series, or season 2 of Snowpiercer. Which I loved, but found the violence was getting a little bit by the end, which means we can move on to Shadow and Bone next, which I'm super excited about. And I know I'm like months behind everyone, but my husband gets really impatient. I'm actually surprised he hasn't watched it all already because he is a binge watcher and he cannot cope with my like half an episode pace. So yeah, he'll probably will watch the first episode and then he might just
watch the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
and then I'll make him watch it again with me. But
yeah, it's definitely rewatchable. It's so good. I would rewatch it already right now.
Yeah, but I have been trying to like prioritize reading time as well. So it's either like I either get a little bit of reading time or a little bit of TV time or a little bit of working time, and often it's just working time. But particularly for like paperback books because I can't like read them when I'm doing other stuff with my baby. So so I have been reading my book which we're going to be talking about next week on the podcast. So that has been taking most of my time, which means I haven't been watching TV, but I'll catch up on these series eventually.
I mean, don't feel bad. I haven't watched any TV either. So I've been actually behind on a lot of shows that I like started, and one of these was a K-drama Tess got me into.
You haven't finished it.
I haven't finished.
I'm devastated.
Okay, so I'm like on episode 6 and I can't make myself go past it. It's Crash Landing on You, right?
Yeah, on
I think.
You.
Okay, so I can't get myself past episode 6 because I know that episode is going to be like all emotion and all everything because of what happened in the previous episode.
Yes.
And Tess doesn't help with her exclamations and her text because I'm like, And so so one thing that nobody prepared me for when it comes to K-dramas is that every single episode is like a movie.
Yeah, they're long.
So
they're
long.
real long.
And I'm like, okay, I thought it was going to be like a 30, 45 minute, really quick. No, this is like an hour and a half episodes. I'm like, this is like a BBC miniseries, but like with 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Like,
so it would basically take me a
so
week
much
to watch one episode.
Yes, it would. And so I've been like really careful about not watching it because I want to so bad because I'm loving it so hard. But I can't do anything else when I'm watching it because I have to read the subtitles. And that takes away from like my drawing time, which is what I usually do when I'm watching TV, or even like planning for books. Like I do stuff when I watch TV and I can't do that with that. And I also know that if I sit down and watch it, it's going to be like 7 days later and I'm still here sitting in one place watching it because it's so good.
It's super addicting. The only thing that kept me from binging it was because I watched it with my husband, and so he I don't think he quite would have the same amount of like patience for binging that show than as I would. Like I probably could have binged like 4 episodes a night. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog squeaky toy in the background.
I was like, who is that?
I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
she got a squeaky toy.
Of course he's doing that while I'm talking, so we can't edit it out. But anyways, my dog says hi. But also, yes, that show is like so bingy, but like my husband's, the fact that he wasn't going to watch like 4 episodes a night kept me watching a lot slower. But yeah, I feel for you because you are going to get so sucked into that once the emotions start hitting you harder because it's so good.
Yeah, I'm nervous because I can't commit to that. But I do have something that I want to tell you guys. And I don't know how excited Alison and Kristin are going to be about this because I don't think they were on the episode when Joanna was like yelling at me to finish this book, but I finished Clockwork Princess. So
you finished it? Oh my gosh. How did you okay, without spoiling it for people, how did you like the ending? Did you like the ending?
Maybe. Okay, so I cried through like half of that book.
It was so emotional.
Which I expected, I did. But I think I would have really liked the ending better if I read it like right when it came out.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Because now I I don't think I can talk about it without spoiling stuff. So
Is it about the
let's
love
just
triangle
say
stuff?
partially, yes, definitely that one. You guys know who I loved very much so.
I actually don't know
Um,
who you loved.
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't think
maybe
I
we'll
know
have a.
this.
Should I say it on the podcast?
Yeah, go. Just say it.
Oh, I loved Will.
Okay, so we're
So,
opposite
which
because I
was
love Jem.
okay, which is interesting because I never liked the bad
That's
boy,
what
right?
that's what I thought because I remember maybe you liked him. And I was like, no, but she never likes the bad
Yeah.
boy, and I'm the
Yeah.
one who likes the like sweet one in this one, even though he's got problems too. Honestly, He's
Yeah,
got big
but it's
problems.
hilarious because in this series and Nightshade are the only two series that I've ever like really loved the bad boy. Every time else there's like a love triangle, I'm like, okay, yeah, like I like the nice like the way I watched this video about Shadow and Bone the show, and the girl was like rating your problems by who you have a crush on in the show. And when she brought up Mal, she was like, you want a golden retriever, a boyfriend. And I was like, this makes sense because this is who I pick in every like movie, show, book when there's like a love triangle. But in this case, I just really loved it. And here's the thing, the other trilogy that I like, the bad boy, I was very disappointed what happened there. And I'm not going to say anything else because if you guys listen to previous episodes, you know where this is going. But in this case, I wasn't really, I don't know, I can't really say anything without spoiling, which, I mean, it's been 10 years, so I probably can. And, you know, people who read it by now should have read it. I can't believe I didn't get spoiled. But there were some choices that were made and ways handled that I was like, I found cringy in a way, and I was like, I don't
There are
understand.
definitely some cringy things. Now I feel like you need to talk to me one-on-one because I need to talk about it with you. I've
Okay,
been waiting
perfect.
so long to talk about
I
it
know.
with you.
I know. I'm like, you guys know if you listen to this podcast, I've struggled to read this book for 10 years because I pre-ordered it and it's been sitting on my shelf because I was like so emotionally traumatized after book 2 that I was like, I can't do it again. So anyway, sorry, that's like a really long trail that I just went on.
Maybe
But
that will be a future rant episode, a future bonus episode, all the spoilers for
Clockwork
all those
trilogy,
whatever.
Infernal Devices. Yeah. But yeah, sorry.
It's too bad
Sorry, guys.
Joanna's not here because she loves that series.
Yeah, she does.
She'd be freaking out too, making you tell all the
If we do a mini episode about this, Joanna will have to be on it too.
Yeah.
But if you guys don't know, doesn't know, I can't talk today, clearly. But if you guys don't know, we do mini episodes. Well, they're not mini episodes. We're not calling it that anymore. We're calling them bonus episodes because they're not mini.
They're very long.
we really start talking and we don't stop. But it's so much fun because it's just really us unfiltered and just unscripted, and we just go off on shows and ideas and books and everything. So those come out on Mondays every now and then, so make sure to check those out because we have a lot of fun with them, and we have more coming for the end of the summer and then for the rest. But yeah, sorry, just like a quick plug for the rest of the podcast episodes that we have going on because I am like so pumped about all of it. I can't wait. Anyway, yeah, just like in all of our episodes here, we do a little fun question of the day. And this week I wanted to ask everybody, summer is when everybody goes on vacation, and so my question is, if you could take a vacation into any book world, okay, we're sticking to book world, which one would you choose and why? And what would be the one thing that you wanted to do there? And go.
Who has their answer?
I want to ask a question.
Ooh, ask it.
Of course, Kristin has questions. Go.
We have clarifications before we start.
Yes.
Do I ever just have like, here is my answer?
No.
Okay, so right. So I was thinking about this, and I think that I've heard other people say this before, but it comes to my mind when we have this kind of question. But the books that we really love reading about are rarely the places we want to go, because the ones that are fun to read about are usually deadly. So they're not really great vacation spots unless you maybe change the time period, right? So like I loved reading Hunger Games. I don't think there's any time period in Hunger Games that I want to go there, right?
Yeah.
But maybe like with some other worlds, once the hero has saved the day and things have calmed down, maybe
Okay.
I'd want to go, right?
Okay.
It depends
So
who
I
you
feel like
are.
that's just a really hard question.
It also depends who you are in that society, right? Because
Yes.
so I don't really want to be in like the Throne of Glass series when everything's kicking off and there's battles and wars and stuff, but I really want to go to that library. So if I can just have a vacation to go to the Palace Library, the one which is in like book 1 and 2 before the palace does it get destroyed further anyway I want to go to that library. Just give me library and cakes and pretty dresses, and then
We'll see,
but there's lots of caveats. That's a lot of caveats.
But that's the thing. It's like what book world you want to go for to do that one thing. So if your thing is to go to this book world to be in the library, like that's your vacation spot in this world. Like that's a perfect answer to me.
I mean, that wasn't actually my choice, but that is my other choice. I have 3 choices.
Good example then.
I'm having lots of
We want to know
vacations this summer.
what's your actual choice?
So my actual choice was a toss-up between Caraval and going to the exploration of that kind of. It's not really a circus, is it? But that kind of game and having fun and just having like one night there, one non-deadly night.
There you go.
Very specific terms and conditions. And then the other one was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So I could drink from the chocolate river.
That is a good answer.
Yeah. So along with Throne of Glass. So that's 3 vacations for me this summer, please, Valia.
Nice. Okay.
One every month, right?
Keep in mind, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is also like half the characters die or disappear. So
I guess so.
But it's okay because they ignore the health and safety instructions, and I'm very health and safety conscious, so I'll be fine.
So you'll be fine.
I'll be okay.
You follow the rules.
Yeah. I'll wear my like life vest and like do what the Oompa Loompas do.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That's true. Tess, what about you?
So I would go to. This is probably not that surprising, but I would go to a Jane Austen novel. I know that's really boring because there's nothing really super like exciting or dangerous, but I want to go to really honestly any Jane Austen novel. Like let's go to some cool like vacation spot. I want to put on a corset. I want to put on some nice silk stockings. I want to put on a really pretty Regency dress and maybe go to a ball. Like that would be cool. Let's go to a society ball. And I don't even care if I dance with the cool guy there. I just want to dance. I want to dance and maybe know how to do the dances so I can feel like the pretty girls in the reenaction whatever movies word that I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my answer.
But you can kind of do that here in real life. Like they have like Jane Austen-esque retreats and whatever where you
Why are
just...
I at that right now?
I don't know.
Can I have that right now? Because so I've heard of like Renaissance fairs and stuff and I'm always like, that sounds cool, but yeah, I would definitely go to like a Jane Austen like immersion. I would be so into that. I mean, going to the bathroom in a chamber pot like maybe isn't ideal, but I could probably handle it. I could mentally prepare myself. If I could have a really nice dress, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, because that's another, like, I wouldn't want to live during that time, but
vacation, that's all, one vacation.
Exactly.
I can come home and I can shower, I can take a really nice bath and a bacterial soap. I'm gonna feel real good after that.
Did you guys know the movie Austenland?
Yes. I love that movie.
So
and book.
Yeah, so it would, and book. There, I think that it would be fun, Tess, if you actually went back in time, because it's like, authentic.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And
for sure.
Like everybody's.
I mean, clearly we can't go back in time. Or can we?
We can if we're going on a bookish
our
vacation.
imaginary question.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, though, have any of you watched? Sorry, side note again. I'm just full of rabbit trails today. But did you guys ever watch Lost in Austen? It was I think it was a 4-part. Oh my gosh.
Know.
Okay. So it was a four-part series. I think it was a BBC series, maybe possibly. But this girl literally gets transported into like the Jane Austen world, and I think it's Pride and Prejudice world.
Lizzie Bennet gets transferred into her world, right?
Yes,
okay,
they
I saw
switch
that.
places.
Yes.
It's so cute. I love it so much.
Loved it.
the romance in that is really adorable. I think they did such a good job with that. But like nobody I ever talked to knows that show. I'm like, how do you like Jane Austen and not know that show? Like
That
I
was like
don't
one of my first things I
understand.
binge watched when I like was introduced to like actually liking Jane Austen, because I know I've mentioned before the first time I read Emma, I thought it was the most boring thing in the world. I thought it was so stupid. I was in high school, and then when I like decided to give it a chance later as an adult, I was like, this is brilliant and I love it and I want to watch every adaptation that exists. And so that was like one of the first ones I watched, and it was so cute.
Yeah. Okay, I love it. Sorry. Anyway, I'm back on the right path. Kristin, what world would you pick?
Oh, so in my mind, I think it would be really fun to fly like on a griffin.
Okay.
So, or, so a world like that. But then I remember I am afraid of heights. So,
But this is a fantasy vacation.
right, in my fantasy world, like none of that matters, right? Because all of a sudden heights do not frighten me and I can do all the fantasy creature things. But I think if I, really was picking and I was taking my phobias with me, I think I might want to go to Fablehaven. That's a middle grade fantasy series. And because most of it's land-based. And you go through, the portal is really like the gate to the property, and there's multiple properties. They're like havens for magical creatures. And so you can go and there's a caretaker and they can help you interact with the creatures safely, but have an adventure where hopefully you don't die.
Hopefully.
Right. So yeah, I think that would be cool.
That's funny. It's kind of interesting to me that none of you picked your own books.
I tried
they're all
not
deadly.
to
Because
pick
I
my
write
own
dystopian
books.
fiction.
Yeah, that's funny.
I will say, if I went to my own world, I would want magic. I want to be someone with magic.
For vacation, you get a, however long you're there, you get like a stipend of magic. So you can
Can I have another vacation? I want another
Well, it's
vacation.
like Alison said, what class are you going to be born?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I don't want to be upper class, because in my story, the upper class don't have magic. The people with magic are subjugated. So I'd want to have magic secretly.
There you go.
That's a good deal.
That's funny. I was thinking, so my answers are probably going to be weird, but also like not surprising if you guys have listened to the podcast at all. And these ladies know me, so they're going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. But speaking of my own books, I would 100% go to Skaska, like a land of Russian fairy tales.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Right? But
That's awesome.
also, I was thinking about this. I was like, okay, what world would I want to be in and what would I want to do on vacation? Very random, but I would either want to go to Vampire Academy or the Covenant series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, because both of those are like schools that train people to fight. I want my own fighting scene, okay?
Yes, you do.
That's
love
what
the
I would
fighting
do.
scenes.
Like, I think it would be so cool to like go and train with like Rose or Alex or something. You know what I mean? Like, I think it would just be so cool to be like, okay, I'm here on vacation, like, and they can just train me, and then I can have like a bunch of fighting scenes and we can have like a whole thing and then like relax. Anyway, I was thinking about this.
You realize what training sessions like end in? So like bruises, broken bones. You're just gonna be in pain for an entire week. Is that
It
your
sounds like a
vacation? Or do you
perfect
get
vacation.
You get painkillers as well. Just get some painkillers and a nice hot bath at the end of each day and you're good.
Yeah. But it's also a
Ice
magical
packs.
vacation, right? So like I would be excused from all those injuries because I'm not actually in that world or of that world. Just like Kristin's gonna have magic. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, but I'm still gonna get bruises. I'm just saying, I could still die.
I can still die. What kind of vacation are you going on?
Literally, I think if we went to any of our book worlds, the chances of death are really
like
high.
100%.
Except for
It's
my
funny.
Fae series, which is where I would go because it is basically just a fairy version of a Jane Austen novel. So I'm like, I feel
true.
safe there. I'll go to a society ball there. That's fine.
That's perfect. I do think it would be really fun to do one of those like a ball dances or whatever they're called. Okay, I always think of that
Yes.
movie Enchanted when they have that ball that they go to. I was like, oh, somebody take me to one of those. I just want to
Yeah.
go.
So bad.
Right? It would be so fun to just like step back in time without actually traveling anywhere. We're so weird.
Can we
It's
just
fine.
host
Or
a
maybe it's just
ball?
me.
Do we just need to host a ball? Is that what's happening here? We need to
Yes.
host a
I
ball
think
where
maybe.
like bookish
Yeah.
Yeah.
people can come. I mean, I think that's already a thing. Isn't there something called like books and ball
Yeah,
gowns or
Babe.
something?
There's
I'm
one in
so
Australia, yeah, for sure
Yeah.
that they
I
do
can't go
that,
to
which is
Australia.
fun.
I just
I
can't right
know.
now, okay?
We're gonna have to do our own, okay? We can do the Queen's Ball and we can just like invite a bunch of people and have ourselves like a whole immersive experience.
And it can be ball gowns from any era.
Yeah,
I'll
there you
probably
go.
get 5 and I'll change every
Throughout the
20
evening.
minutes. I'll bring my lady's maid though, so she can help me, change it into the
There
more
you go.
the period, the appropriate for that period corset and undergarments, because you have to get very, authentic, or else it's just not going to feel right.
You'll have to take bathroom breaks in between each change because clearly it's
Yes,
impossible to
I
go
will
to the
plan
Yeah,
my
you can't
outfit
get
changes
dresses.
around going to the bathroom. That's a great idea.
I like how Allison's thinking ahead.
I know,
Yeah,
she's
you've
just
got
ready.
practical.
All about the practicalities.
It's funny though, because out of all of us, I feel like Alison is like the one that I would not expect to be like, let's have a ball, like she writes like dystopian, and we're all like writing like fairy tale or fantasy stuff, and she's over here like kick butt dystopian worlds, and she's like, actually, this is how you do a ball.
I used to go to balls. Like our university had some all-night balls. It was pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, you
Oh,
like
really?
they had like so you had like there was a big photograph. I think it was like 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning, which was like survivor's photograph, and then you had breakfast, and then you went home. So you were
Okay.
literally up all night if you made it all night.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were super fun.
That sounds really fun. I've never been to a ball or anything
I've
close
been
to
to a
it.
really bad prom and like a really boring homecoming, but that's about it.
See, I always read about
Yay!
American proms, and it all sounds like, I don't know, really
Ugh,
exciting, but it's
They're not that cool. I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't go to the
No.
best schools, but they were not that impressive.
I was gonna say, because we didn't have anything like that at like high school, but yeah, and so
But
the
were
university
you wearing
I
a
went
ball
to was-
gown?
So it was formal attire. So I didn't have not like a sticky outy ball gown. Like it was like a long floor length evening dress.
Sticky outy.
Sticky outy, you know what I
I'm
mean?
sorry, that was the best description.
Well, that's
How
what
else
I'm
would you
picturing. I'm
describe
picturing
it?
Allison in her sticky outy
I
ball gown.
do not do sticky outy dresses. I'm just putting it out there.
Oh,
Well, you
that's
know,
so
if we do this like Queen's ballroom thing, I vote Allison gets a sticky out
Do I
dress.
do it?
Yes.
Oh, you guys. That's just
We
so
should all
fun.
at least have one of those. I've never
Yeah.
worn one like that, so
Okay.
I would love to.
Can I have like a sleek and elegant one as well to change into later?
Yeah,
Yes,
That
you
could
may
be
have
your
3
undercover.
changes. I'm just kidding.
Tess
gets
Club or your
5.
lady's maid.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm so glad we just already have a plan for this. This is great. They're just gonna have to bring the other queens in to it,
Oh,
which
they'll be on
we know
board.
they would love it.
Or they'll be like, "What? I did not agree to this."
I don't know. I feel like okay, maybe like 1 or 2 might. No, I don't know. I feel like
I don't know, we'll
most
have
of
to ask.
them. Yeah.
Who would say no
Feel
to a
like-
ball? I just don't. I don't know. That's just crazy.
I mean, I guess, but like I didn't go to my prom. I didn't get to go to homecoming.
Proms
I
are
never
boring.
like wanted
We've
any of that.
established this.
Yeah.
They're so boring, and you don't get to pick the people who are there. We're gonna have all bookish
Yeah.
people. We can have the queens. We can invite all our lovely podcast listeners. Get on a plane and fly wherever we are. I don't know where this is hypothetically happening, but it's gonna be somewhere really cool, and y'all can fly there. And we can have reading nooks for the people who don't want to dance or ball gowns.
There you
Exactly what I was going to
go.
say, because if you dance all night, your feet get tired, and so you need to sit down, have some refreshment,
Yeah.
maybe have a little snooze in the corner just to like refresh yourself, and then
This
get
is
up
our
and go
type
again.
of partying, you guys.
Yeah.
We
Like,
take
there's a
naps.
nap room.
We need the like introverts corner
Oh,
where you
it's
can
what
go and
happens
just
when
be
you get old.
alone.
And no one's allowed to talk to you.
Oh my gosh, this sounds like amazing. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Make
we
it
just
happen,
gotta
Valia.
like get over
No.
this whole global pandemic thing, and then we can have a big party.
There you go.
I think that's part of it too. Is like I was like, I really need to see people in real life. Like I texted my friend here and I was like, can we go on a walk? Because I just have not been around people. So going to a ball sounds awesome. / when I got there, I would probably have to go straight to introvert corner.
I know what you mean though, because I am quite introverted, but I'm a kind of introvert who likes a bit of sociable time. And like when restrictions first lifted over here in May, and I had like a week when I saw friends and people who I hadn't seen for like a year, and I was like, yeah, I really need people. This is why the last year has been so hard. I just haven't been able to see people.
Yeah.
I do so great not seeing people. I love it so much because I never have to say no to invitations anymore because I just don't get them, and it's so great.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to do a ball. We're going to send an invite to Tess, and she's going to send her rejection.
She's like, I don't think so.
No, I will go to that. I will save up my energy and I will go decompress with my kombucha in the introvert corner, and then I'll get back up in my new dress, show everyone my dress, and do a circle around the room, and then go back to my chair. It'll be perfect.
I love how this, in my mind, it's like this big ballroom, right? And we're all in our dresses. We literally converge in the middle of the ballroom and we like hug and, oh my gosh, it's so great to see you. And then we just disperse into our corners. We're like, okay, let's meet in another hour.
But Valia, if we're hugging, you can't hug in sticky outy dresses, so we need smaller dresses for hugging.
Oh no, you're wearing an what did she call it?
A sticky outy dress.
A sticky outy dress. No, you're wearing a sticky outy dress, Alison. Okay, it's been decided.
But then no one can come within 3 feet of me because it just sticks out so much.
I mean, it sounds perfect to me, but I will find a way to hug you.
Long arms.
Oh my gosh, we're nuts, and I love it so much. But yeah, if nobody else has any plans that they want to share with the group, let's talk about our next week's episode, which is going to be great because it's a tropes episode. We all know I love those so much. But yeah, for those of you who are new, we each pick a book this week, all following the same trope, and then we reveal next week what the trope is, and we talk about it and about the books, obviously. Please, if you'd like to guess on what the trope is based on the books we're about to mention, go to our Instagram at Reading Queens Pod and just leave a guess on today's graphic, because I want to know if you can guess what this trope is.
This one's pretty hard, just warning you.
Yep. Okay. So let's go around the room and tell them what we're reading. So Tess, we'll start us off. What is your book?
I am reading A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab.
Perfect. Kristin?
I am reading Blood Oath by Ray Wagner and Kelly St. Clair.
Okay. Alison?
I'm reading The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin.
Sweet. And I will be reading The Rain by Virginia Burgeon. And I'm excited to talk about this trope because I think it's going to be a really fun one. And all of these books are so different. So honestly, if you guys can guess, I will be so surprised because
I'll send you
a
puppy in the mail if you can guess. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. If I found a puppy.
She's like, just kidding. No.
I'm just excited to finally read this book because this is, well, you guys know because you've been pestering me to read Phaedra, but this has literally been on my bookshelf for about 3 years. And I keep posting on Instagram, I'm like, this month I'm going to read the 5th season, and then I never get around to it. So this podcast has forced me to read it, for which I am very grateful.
I love it. But yeah, and also if you guys want to read any of these books along with us this week, just tag us in your post on Instagram. We want to see you reading these books so we can talk about them, especially after next week's episode where, we can dive into everything together. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot to unpack. And this is a side note, but do you consider this a trope, or do you consider it like a
theme, maybe?
A theme, maybe more a theme might be more accurate. Or as
we'll have to dive into that next week.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it.
Because it's kind of hard to...
Yeah, I think it could be either, really. And I think that depends on the genre.
Backdrop.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll definitely talk about all of that next week. So if you guys are curious now, you have to come back and listen to next week's episode. But yeah, thank you for listening to The Reading Queens. Before you go, please take a moment to leave us a review and follow us on your favorite podcast platform. And then stay tuned for next week. And we'll talk to you then. Happy reading.
Bye.
Bye.